to share. As a kid, I was one of those with the horrible mushroom cut that all 90s kids were subjected to. But I wanted long hair that badly that I used to take a piece of cloth like a dupatta, put it on my hair, and walk around the house acting like I was Rapunzel and I would do the hair flip. Now, thank God for growing up, and thank God that my hair grew out too. It is because of a hair care routine that I've religiously followed in the past 25 odd years. And I'm here to share it with you because hair health is for everyone. So, I'm here to tell you everything that research says about oiling, and then you can go ahead and decide if that's what you want to do. There's so many questions, right? Should you oil? Should you not? How often? How much? Are there some scalp types that shouldn't oil? Is oiling with one oil better than oiling with another? So many questions. Confusion, confusion. These are the arguments on why you should oil your hair. The first is circulation in the scalp. The second is tensile strength or strength of the hair strand. And the third one is because it acts like an emollient, like a moisturizer. So typically the folks who say you shouldn't oil your hair have three reasons. The first is that hair oiling can do nothing for hair growth. That's the first reason that's cited. The second is that your scalp, if it's already naturally oily, you don't need additional oil. And the third reason is it can attract a lot of dirt and grime, which together clogs the pores. So let's look at what is the merit in each of these three arguments. Now, everything I'm sharing with you is research backed, and I have linked all of the research papers in the show notes. So do check it out so you can come to your own conclusion on what works and what doesn't. So in 2016 in Japan, there was this study that was done on hair growth, wherein a group of participants had to massage their scalp every day for 4 minutes for 24 weeks. What they saw at the end of these 24 weeks was that there was an increase in hair count, so number of hair, density and thickness of the hair strand, and also in terms of hair growth rate, right? What's interesting is at the 12-week mark, there was actually a slight decrease in hair count, and that is because the weaker hair had shed, right? But at the end of the 24 week, there was a significant increase in terms of new hair growth. This was primarily attributed to circulation, so blood circulation on the scalp. Now, the second reason to oil your hair is actually to strengthen your scalp and hair. Now, think of your hair as basically an outer sheath which has protein cells in it. What you can do is provide nourishment to them via oils, because of which they become much stronger. The third biggest reason to oil your hair is because it acts like an emollient, which basically means it's able to retain moisture. Your scalp and hair strands tend to dry out either because of the products we use, or because of the environment, or because of the nature of your body type. Because of which, before we further dry it out, it's important to replenish some amount of oil. So think of it like this plant, right? Now, the leaves of this plant typically have a waxy layer on top of it to make sure that it doesn't lose all the moisture from the surface, because this plant needs the water. Your oil is basically doing the same job on your scalp and on your hair, which is why oiling is so important. So let's look at the first argument, that hair oil cannot stimulate hair growth. Now that's partially true because oil itself cannot do anything for hair growth. However, if you're using an oil that stimulates the roots, so for example, if you have using rosemary oil or the lavender or peppermint oil in your hair oil and then you massage your scalp, it can lead to hair growth, but oil itself or oiling itself will not do anything for hair growth. Someone with an already oily scalp, should you be applying more oil? Take for instance that you have an already oily scalp. Chances are high that you use then a harsh shampoo, or you double shampoo, or you wash your hair more often just to feel fresh. Now, if that is the case, a little bit of oiling will do you good. Having said that, there are other options for these kind of people, which is also to apply masks on your scalp. The idea is anything that is a little bit hydrating for your scalp will do it good. On the third argument of you shouldn't oil your hair because it attracts dirt and grime, that is a little bit untrue. Again, it depends on how long you're applying the oil for. So if you keep it on at night and then wake up in the morning and wash your hair, it's okay. You're not going to attract a lot of dirt and grime. You should ensure that you leave on oil for not more than 24 hours, because that's just healthier for your scalp to prevent clogging the pores. What we can deduce for sure is hair oiling prevents hair breakage, which happens because of dryness, and oiling basically nourishes the scalp or the hair to prevent any sort of breakage. So, for that reason, highly recommend oiling, because technically you can grow new hair or you can prevent any hair from falling, and the two lead to the same outcome, which is a head full of hair. For more tips on what you should do to keep your scalp and hair healthy so you have a head full of hair like your Rapunzel dream, stay tuned to Sacred Grove.